Hi folks, today on The Way I See It, I see no reason to pay $5,000 for a 9-foot by 12-foot overhead door. So I'll show you how to take a used one for $50 and turn it into one that'll work in your project. When doing a project like this, the first thing you have to do is find a place to purchase the used door, like I did in this case at Facebook Marketplace. This is the door I found on Marketplace. It's a 7-foot tall by 18-foot wide cedar door. But I need a 9-foot tall by 12-foot wide door. So this is the story of how I made that happen. The door panels were made up of basic mortise and tenon construction, with rails on the top and bottom and stiles in between, and then door panels. Those were easy to take apart and put back together in the order I needed them. Now this particular cedar door was about 20 years old, so it was pretty easy to take some of these joints apart to rebuild. Now for most of these panels I really got lucky. I pretty much only had to cut them down to the 12-foot length and then make one special panel and then use the same end style and just slid it in where it belonged. Now I understand that my door panel will not have even panels. I figure it's an even trade-off. It's just my wood shop and I'm not going to rebuild the entire door just to make even panels. This is the one door section where things get a little interesting because it has to be taller. So what that means is that I had to take the rails from some of the cutoffs and literally combine them together using what they call a Dutch cleat. Once I had my stiles to the length I needed, I was able to build the panels by taking 2 panels and cutting the lip off and gluing them together. You can see in this photograph right down the center where they were glued together. Once it's painted you can't tell, it looks fine. This is that same panel with the end stile attached, and you can see how everything was glued together. At this point I sanded all of the panels so that you couldn't see any of the imperfections that this old door had and gave it 3 coats of paint. I guess I should talk a minute about why I had to build a new door. I built the original door almost 25 years ago when I built my shop, and it was heavy, sturdy, but I didn't make the bottom panel out of pressure treated material. So after all these years, sadly it was rotting away. So when I decided to replace the door, I made a conscious effort to find something that was light enough that I wouldn't have any trouble with the spring system. So a cedar door was perfect. Now I was a lot younger when I built this door and installed it originally. So as I prepared to take it down, I was using a pulley system so that I could minimize the weight of the door, because at 68 I just didn't have it in me anymore. We're finally setting the first panel of the new door in place, and you can see by the expression on my partner's face she's not real happy about having to lift the door. But let me say this. Everything I have and everything I am is because of this lady. She has probably been the best wife a man could ever ask for. So if occasionally she gets upset with me over having her lift a door in place, I deserve it. With the first panel in, the rest of it all falls in place quite nicely. I still haven't put the glass panels in the top of the door yet, but I'll get there. I'm old and it takes time. Well, here we have the final door installed. Shows the end from the inside. At the top panel you can see the windows. Right now I have just boards in it blanking it out, but eventually I'll put the glass in. I was still working when I started building this door, so I took my time and I did a little bit in the weekends and in the evenings. But they did quote me $5,000 for a new door, and I wasn't about to pay that kind of money. I found a $50 one on Facebook Marketplace, and with a little bit of work and about another $50 worth of paint, I was able to replace the door. It goes up and down great. One person can lift it with one hand. It works beautifully. If you found this video to be interesting, please remember to like and share and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, folks.